Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Hello guys, just doing a quick review for Cocainebear. Basically recommending it because you're better off watching this than any Marvel dog poo that's out right now, like Quantumanium. It's, from what I've seen, it's pretty average. The best thing in the movie is Khan the Conqueror because the actor's just doing so good right now. Character watch him in Creed 3, like he's going to be a good villain in that. If people are praising him for Khan the Conqueror in Quantumanium, because I didn't really like his character in Loki, because they used his character to have a lot of exposition in the final episode, and it was extremely boring. I literally fell asleep twice watching that episode when I was watching Loki. Yeah. But then, like, I guess I've heard good things in Quantumanium, like, he's the best part in the movie. And everything else is just so mediocre, and this movie hasn't really done well. I mean, they tried to lie to you, but then it's actually hasn't done well. Like, yeah. And you just seeing Marvel get to the point where they're doing stuff like DC, where, it's, I guess, because DC, there was cancelling stuff that they knew was going to be, trash. And now Marvel's kind of delaying stuff like the Marvels, because we all know that's not going to do well for Marvel. They're losing a lot of money right now, and I'm happy that's happening because they deserve it, man. With their woke messages and stuff, then you just got something like this. A bear on cocaine is doing better than a Marvel movie. It's just funny. Yeah. That's why I had to watch it. And then rayliotta, rest in peace, man. Yeah, the legend. This is his last film, and he's pretty good in this, even though he's not a lot in it. Like, there's a lot of other characters, like Ice Cube's son and stuff, and his kids, and the mother. Like, they tend to be the main focus. But yeah, it's an entertaining film. It's not something you take serious, but then it's also based on a true story. And normally I don't really watch movies like this where they take the piss out of a true story where people actually died and bad things happened. But I don't know, it just seems like they changed a lot enough where I guess I didn't really have to take it too serious. I mean, if you're someone who really doesn't like true stories just being taken the mick out of, because some people probably actually did die, but I just feel like a lot of this is fictionalized. Like, some of these people that died probably wasn't even a part of the story at all. So, and just how silly they make it, it's just that's what makes it watchable, and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, man. And the kids, man, like they do a good job. Yeah, they're not like annoying. They're actually fun to watch. Just see them swear and stuff, and then they have cocaine when they find it, and then the bear ends up chasing them and stuff. And all these other characters like Ice Cube was a part of rayliotta's crew because he's like a drug dealer and stuff, and it just goes on because someone was supposed to like do some supply drop from a parachute, but then he ends up bashing his head on the flipping plane and drops all the cocaine around the place. And the sheriff and stuff start to investigate on what's happening and stuff. It just gets out of hand, the movie. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, man. I don't even want to spoil too much of it. I just recommend it, basically. Yeah. Well, I could say spoiler, then I could just go for the plot real quick. But yeah, I really recommend it. Probably would rate it like 7.2 out of 10. I'm not going to give it a crazy rating, but it's a lot of fun. You can have fun watching this like 1 or 2 times, and then, yeah. It's fun, and it's just hilarious with how the bear acts. Yeah, so I recommend it. So yeah, for the last minute or two, I guess I'll just talk about the plot and just my thoughts on the plot. So yeah, like I said, the cocaine ends up all around the place, and the bear just ends up going around collecting the cocaine and just going crazier and just doing some weird crap. And then when the kids see it, they have to run away because it ends up attacking them. And it just goes around attacking other people, like the sheriff, the drug dealers, like Ice Cube's people. It gets crazy, man. Yeah, and then rayliotta has to come because things are not really working out, because he basically did some kind of drug deal with like the cartel or something, and if he doesn't get the drugs, his family's going to be in danger. So basically, his son and Ice Cube basically go try find all the drugs, so they kind of investigate, and if they find these people who seem like they would have something to do with where the drug is, because they're like, I guess, the bad group of the town, who the sheriff just knows they're a bad group. So when he beats up them in like a few seconds, he just texts one, and you kind of stuck with this guy for the whole movie, and ends up showing where he actually saw one of the drugs. But then that's when you see like this cop who I guess had like some puppy, and he really loves his puppy. It's just some of the dumb stuff you just have in this movie. And then his partner as well, who is also working with Ray Liotta, like the dreadlocks cop girl, yeah. But then it gets too much for her, so she ends up retreating it at the end anyway. But yeah, I'm not really going to talk much about her. And then there's the mum who's trying to find her kids, because so basically I had like a shift that she needed to do because she's a nurse, yeah. But then like her daughter goes missing, so then she's trying to look for her. But then she goes with the sheriff and stuff. Things get out of hand. People die. Like, because they kind of started moving with like some tourist, and his wife ends up dying. And then he ends up dying when you actually see the cocainebear go after him. Like, it just climbs up the tree so fast because it's trying to get like the kid, but it doesn't have any cocaine, so it's kind of going a bit slow. But when the bear actually sees the guy, he has a bit of cocaine on him. It goes so fast and eats him, man. Oh my god, this is crazy, this film. And then to the part where it actually gets to the sheriff's place, and man, when hospital people come, it just gets crazy. Because you even have the whole gang who Ice Cube beat up there, and they end up getting killed. Even the sheriff accidentally shoots one of them, and then they're trying to get away when hospital people come. They get in the hospital thing, and then the bear's still chasing him, and he actually gets inside and kills everyone. Like, oh my god, it's just crazy. And the bear basically ends up catching up to our other main characters, because Ray Liotta's group, who are trying to find the drugs, end up going in a cave. And then the mum, she ends up going in a cave because that's where her daughter is, because she's kind of injured and she can't really move. So then they all end up meeting, and Ray Liotta ends up then attacking one of them, but then Ice Cube becomes too much of a good guy at this point. I mean, earlier before, like, there was that cop who I mentioned who ends up shooting his fingers, and things just get a bit silly when the bear actually comes, because the cop's kind of stuck on the roof of something with the cocaine. But then he uses it like to sprinkle around, so it kind of does other things. But before then, like, I guess Ray Liotta's son, like his character, he ends up getting squashed by the bear, so they're trying to get the bear off him. Yeah, and then when it eventually does, like, because it starts dancing with him, like, it's just, oh my god, it's just hilarious what they do. But yeah, he spreads the cocaine, it just goes away, and then eventually it will go to the cave, because that's when they go to the cave too, and then they see the little bear, little babies, and it looks like a polar bear, but the basically got cocaine all over. It's just, oh my god, this movie, Jesus. And do they really have this bear in a museum? Like, oh my god, it's just, this movie's so silly. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Can't take it serious, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Oh my god. But yeah. Then the final showdown where like Ray Liotta basically tries to get the bears off him, because he sees like the little bears. They're trying to hug him, even though they're not trying to be lethal. But you don't know with bears. I mean, they say that bears only attack you if you disturb them. Those little bears, I don't think they'd be dangerous unless you actually are trying to attack them, and that's what Ray Liotta's doing. And then when the big bear comes, it gets pissed. Then it just ends up going after Ray Liotta's gang. I mean, Ice Cube, I think he ends up abandoning Ray Liotta because he's trying to hurt the family. Even the cop girl who was basically betrayed the cop, because he ends up getting killed by Ray Liotta, to get his cocaine. Yeah, even though like the bear got most of it, and then he tries to find the rest of the supply in the cave. Things escalate. Ray Liotta tries to fight the bear and the little cubs. He ends up getting killed in a cool way. Like his final scene, man. Rest in peace. Had to die by a cocainebear, man. And his little pubs and going, roar! And the others basically end up escaping. And I think Ray Liotta's son and Ice Cube's son basically end up leaving with like a little puppy, which was the cops. And they say, is it on cocaine? And he says no, so then they just, take the dog with them and just leave, I guess. Yeah. And then, the mum and her daughter just end up leaving too with the kid as well, who also helped, you know, to find her. And that's pretty much it. Yep. Such a silly movie, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. If you've watched it, what do you think? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it too silly? Do you think making a story based on something that actually happened and just making it so silly was a weird choice and you didn't like it? But yeah, let me know down below. Appreciate if you can leave a like. I'll see you in the next one.